Have you ever done everything right, gone to bed early, turned off the lights, put the phone away, yet still find yourself staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m.? As a doctor, I see this frustration every day. And no, it's not just age creeping up on you. The real culprit might be hiding in your evening glass, the one you thought was harmless, maybe even healthy. Most people don't realize this, but certain drinks can quietly sabotage your sleep, disrupt your heart rhythm, spike your blood pressure, and even accelerate memory loss. All while you think you're just winding down for the night. In this video, I'm going to reveal the specific drinks that are secretly ruining your sleep, explain the science behind why they're so disruptive after 50, and give you safer, smarter alternatives to help you fall asleep faster and wake up refreshed without pills. If you care about protecting your energy, your heart, and your independence as you age, this might be the most important 5 minutes you spend today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Doctor for Seniors, and drop a comment below if you've been struggling with sleep. Your health is your greatest wealth, and it all starts tonight. Number 1, caffeine. Let me ask you a simple question. When was the last time you had a cup of coffee after dinner, or maybe a glass of iced tea, a piece of dark chocolate, or even one of those so-called healthy energy drinks to fight off that evening fatigue? Most people think it's just a small cup, or it helps me relax. But here's the hidden truth: caffeine is sneaky. It doesn't clock out when you want to sleep. In fact, it lingers in your body far longer than most people realize. Scientifically, caffeine has a half-life of about 6 to 8 hours. That means if you drink a cup of coffee at 5 p.m., by the time you're trying to fall asleep at 11, half of that, caffeine is still circulating in your system, keeping your brain alert, blocking sleep hormones, and sabotaging your rest. And here's where it gets worse for those of us over 50. As we age, our liver's ability to break down caffeine slows down significantly. What used to be a harmless afternoon pick-me-up in your 30s becomes a full-blown sleep disruptor in your 60s and beyond. Your body simply can't clear it out as efficiently. The result: you may not feel jittery, but you'll find yourself tossing and turning, mind racing, wondering why sleep feels so elusive. But don't just take my word for it. Let me tell you about Jim. Jim is 68, retired firefighter. Tough guy, still chops his own firewood, but for months he came to my clinic complaining of terrible sleep. "Doc, I don't get it. I go to bed at 10, lights off, no TV, but I'm staring at the ceiling until 2 a.m., sometimes 3. Then I wake up groggy, cranky, and no matter how much I nap, I'm exhausted." He was convinced it was just aging. "Part of getting old, right?" he said. But then we went through his daily habits, and there it was. Every evening after dinner, Jim had his treat: a big mug of dark chocolate cocoa. No big deal, right? Except that rich, velvety cocoa packed about 40 milligrams of caffeine. Add to that his glass of iced tea with dinner, another 30 milligrams. Jim was unknowingly dosing himself with nearly a small cup of coffee's worth of caffeine every night, and his body, slowing down with age, couldn't process it in time for sleep. So we did a simple experiment. For 1 week, Jim swapped his evening cocoa for a cup of chamomile tea. He switched his iced tea to water with a splash of lemon. Within 3 nights, he called me. "Doc, I don't know if it's a fluke, but I actually fell asleep before midnight. No ceiling staring, no crazy thoughts running wild. I even feel rested." After 2 weeks, Jim was sleeping through the night. No meds, no fancy sleep gadgets, just by cutting out hidden caffeine. This is not an isolated case. Research from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine confirms that even moderate caffeine consumption, up to 6 hours before bedtime, can significantly disrupt sleep quality. For older adults, that window might need to stretch even further, sometimes 8 or 10 hours, depending on individual metabolism. So when you think of caffeine, don't just think of coffee. Watch out for strong black or green tea, dark chocolate desserts, energy drinks, even the natural ones, soda, especially colas and certain pain relievers with added caffeine. These are the silent saboteurs of your sleep. Now, does this mean you have to give up your morning coffee? Absolutely not. But timing is everything. For most people over 50, cutting off caffeine intake by noon or 2 p.m. at the latest can make a world of difference. Your sleep is not supposed to fade with age. It's not inevitable. Often, it's the small, unnoticed habits that chip away at it night after night. So the next time you reach for that cup of tea or a piece of chocolate in the evening, remember Jim's story and ask yourself, is this small pleasure worth a restless night? Because good sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's your foundation for clear thinking, balanced mood, healthy heart, and even preventing long-term memory decline. If you've been struggling with sleep, it might be time to rethink what's in your evening cup. Number 2, sugary drinks. Imagine this. You settle into your favorite chair after dinner. The day is done and now it's time for a little reward. Maybe it's a cold glass of soda, a sweet bottle of fruit juice, or even a tall glass of milk with a spoonful of sugar, just like you've always done. You take a sip. It feels comforting, familiar. But inside your body, something less comforting is happening. You see, sugary drinks are like a roller coaster for your blood sugar. When you drink them, your glucose levels spike quickly. You get a short burst of energy, maybe even feel a little more awake. But here's the catch. What goes up must come down. And for most people, especially after 50, that crash doesn't happen right away. It sneaks up on you right in the middle of the night. Around 2 or 3 in the morning, your blood sugar drops. Your body senses the sudden dip and goes into emergency mode. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline surge, trying to bring your levels back up. Your heart starts pounding, your hands might get clammy, and you wake up feeling anxious, sweaty, and wide awake. This isn't just a bad night's sleep. It's a biological reaction to something you drank hours ago. Let me give you a real-life example. There's a patient of mine named Martha, 71 years old, retired librarian, sharp as a tack. But she came to see me about a strange problem. Doctor, she said, I keep waking up at exactly 2:30 in the morning. Heart racing, sweating, sometimes even a little shaky. I thought it was nightmares, but it happens even when I feel fine before bed. We ran all the usual tests. Her heart was strong. Her thyroid was normal. Nothing stood out. Then I asked her to walk me through her evening routine. Every night after washing the dishes, Martha would pour herself a tall glass of orange juice. She wasn't eating much dessert anymore, so the juice felt like a healthy treat. But here's what Martha didn't realize. That one glass of orange juice had 25 grams of sugar. For her, it was like drinking liquid candy right before bed. We made one simple change. She swapped her evening orange juice for a glass of water with a squeeze of fresh lemon. Within a few nights, the 2:30 wake-up stopped. Her heart stopped racing. She was finally sleeping through the night. This isn't just Martha's story. According to the National Institutes of Health, nighttime hypoglycemia, meaning low blood sugar episodes during sleep, is a common but often overlooked cause of sleep disturbances, especially in older adults. And sugary drinks are a prime trigger. What's tricky is that most people don't connect the dots. They think I didn't have dessert. I'm eating healthy. But they forget that even natural fruit juices, sweetened milks, or flavored waters can contain high amounts of hidden sugars. So if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with no clear reason, it might be time to look at what's in your evening glass. Here's a quick list of common culprits. Soda, both regular and natural fruit-flavored types. Bottled fruit juices, even the ones labeled 100% juice. Sweetened milks, including chocolate or strawberry milk. Sports drinks and electrolyte waters with added sugars. Healthy smoothies with hidden syrups or sweetened yogurt bases. Cutting these out after dinner can make a dramatic difference in your sleep quality. But don't worry, this doesn't mean giving up on taste. There are plenty of satisfying alternatives that won't send your blood sugar on a midnight roller coaster. Think herbal teas, infused water with mint or cucumber, or a warm cup of unsweetened almond milk. Remember, the goal isn't to deprive yourself, it's to support your body's natural rhythms. When your blood sugar stays steady through the night, your body can focus on what it's supposed to do. Healing, restoring, and giving you the deep, restful sleep you deserve. So next time you think of reaching for that harmless evening drink, pause for a moment. Is it worth the restless night, the anxious wake-ups, the groggy mornings? Because with one small change, you could be giving yourself the gift of peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. Number 3, alcohol. For many people, a glass of wine or a cold beer in the evening feels like the perfect way to unwind. It's a ritual, a signal that the day is done and it's time to relax. After all, alcohol makes you feel drowsy, maybe even helps you fall asleep faster. So what's the harm? The truth is, alcohol is one of the most deceptive sleep disruptors, especially after 50. While it might help you doze off quickly, it quietly wrecks the most important part of your sleep, the deep restorative phase called REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. This is the stage where your brain processes memories, repairs itself, and balances your mood. Without enough REM sleep, you might sleep for 8 hours, but still wake up feeling foggy, irritable, and drained. Alcohol suppresses REM sleep. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine shows that even moderate drinking before bed can reduce REM sleep by up to 50%. And as you get older, your body becomes even more sensitive to these effects. But the damage doesn't stop there. Alcohol is a diuretic. It pulls water from your system, making you more likely to wake up for bathroom trips during the night. This disrupts your sleep cycles, breaks the rhythm, and leaves you feeling unrested. Worse yet, for older adults, alcohol increases the risk of falls and nighttime accidents. After a few drinks, your balance is compromised. If you wake up groggy at 2 in the morning, dehydrated and disoriented, even a short walk to the bathroom becomes dangerous. Let me share with you a story about Frank. Frank is 74, a retired school principal, disciplined, sharp, and proud of his independence. Every evening, Frank enjoyed a glass of red wine. He believed it was good for his heart and helped him sleep better. But over the past year, Frank noticed something troubling. He started waking up multiple times a night, sometimes to use the bathroom, sometimes just because he felt restless. And in the mornings, he felt exhausted even after what seemed like a full night in bed. One night, things took a serious turn. At 3 a.m., Frank got up to use the bathroom, but his legs felt wobbly. Disoriented and off balance, he stumbled and fell, hitting his shoulder hard against the doorframe. Thankfully, he didn't break any bones, but the incident shook him. When he came to my office, he admitted, "Doc, I thought the wine was helping me sleep, but now I'm not so sure." We examined his habits and explained how alcohol was actually fragmenting his sleep. It made him fall asleep faster. Yes, but it prevented him from getting the deep rest his body needed. Plus, the dehydration and lowered blood pressure during the night increased his fall risk. We made a plan. Frank agreed to limit alcohol to special occasions and never within 4 hours of bedtime. Instead of wine, he tried herbal teas like lemon balm or valerian root to unwind in the evenings. Within a few weeks, Frank noticed a dramatic change. He was waking up less during the night. He felt clearer in the mornings. And most importantly, he regained his confidence moving around at night. Frank's story is not unique. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that falls are the leading cause of injury among adults over 65. Alcohol significantly raises that risk even at moderate levels. So, while that evening drink might feel like a harmless pleasure, it's important to ask yourself if it's worth the trade-off. Fragmented sleep, groggy mornings, increased risk of nighttime accidents. It's not about giving up life's little joys forever. It's about timing moderation and being mindful of how your body responds as you age. If you truly want to wake up feeling rested, alert, and steady on your feet, reconsider that nightcap. Your brain, your heart, and your future self will thank you. So now that we've seen how caffeine, sugar, and alcohol quietly sabotage your sleep, the next question is simple but vital. What should you drink in the evening if you want to sleep deeply and wake up refreshed? The answer isn't in pills or fancy supplements. It's in small, mindful choices and sometimes a simple cup. Let's talk about 3 gentle drinks that can truly help your body relax, calm your mind, and ease you into natural, restful sleep. These aren't magic potions. They're time-tested, supported by science, and more importantly, by countless people who have quietly transformed their nights with them. First, warm water with a touch of honey. This might sound too simple to be effective, but there's real wisdom here. Warm water helps your body shift into relaxation mode, signaling it's time to slow down. When you add a teaspoon of raw natural honey, you're giving your body a gentle source of glucose that helps stabilize blood sugar through the night. Unlike sugary drinks, this small amount doesn't spike your levels, but provides just enough to prevent that sudden midnight crash. Honey also promotes the release of melatonin, the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that honey, when consumed before bed, can improve sleep quality and even reduce nighttime awakenings. Next, caffeine-free herbal teas. Not all teas are created equal. For sleep, you want herbs known for their calming, sedative effects. Chamomile is a classic. It contains a pidgenin, an antioxidant that binds to receptors in your brain, reducing anxiety and promoting sleepiness. Another powerful herb is passion flower. This beautiful plant has been shown in studies to increase gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, in the brain. GABA lowers brain activity, helping you relax and fall asleep faster. Imagine ending your day with a warm, fragrant cup of chamomile or passion flower tea. It's not just the ingredients, the ritual itself becomes a message to your body. It's time to rest. Third, unsweetened almond milk, rich in tryptophan. Tryptophan is an amino acid your body uses to produce serotonin and melatonin. These are your natural sleep regulators. While dairy milk also contains tryptophan, it often comes with lactose and added sugars, which can cause bloating or blood sugar spikes. Almond milk, especially unsweetened, provides a clean, gentle alternative. It's easy on digestion and supports the production of sleep-friendly hormones. Warming up a small cup before bed can feel incredibly soothing, like a soft blanket from the inside out. But here's the key. No matter which drink you choose, timing matters. Aim to finish your evening beverage at least 1 hour before bedtime. This gives your body time to absorb the benefits without causing middle-of-the-night bathroom trips. Let me tell you about Ruth. Ruth is 66. Retired nurse used to working night shifts, and for years she struggled with sleep. Her body never fully adjusted to a normal sleep schedule. She'd fall asleep late, wake up often, and feel perpetually exhausted. When Ruth came to me, she was frustrated. "I'm doing everything right," she said. "No caffeine, no sweets. I even cut back on wine. But sleep still doesn't come easy." We introduced a simple evening routine. An hour before bed, Ruth would make herself a cup of warm water with honey. She'd sip it slowly without distractions. On alternate nights, she'd have chamomile tea. We also recommended unsweetened almond milk for evenings, when she felt especially restless. The results were remarkable. After 2 weeks, Ruth reported fewer awakenings. She was falling asleep faster, waking up with more energy, and feeling less anxious at bedtime. No medications, no complex sleep gadgets. Just a mindful, soothing ritual. Ruth's story isn't unique. Countless people rediscover peaceful sleep by making these small shifts. It's not about drastic changes. It's about supporting your body's natural ability to rest and repair. So tonight, instead of reaching for that soda fruit juice or glass of wine, try one of these gentle options. It might seem like a small choice, but it could be the beginning of a deeper, more restorative sleep. Remember, good sleep doesn't come from force. It comes from listening to your body, giving it what it truly needs, and honoring that need with simple, nurturing habits. My dear friends, sometimes the path to a peaceful night's sleep doesn't begin with pills or complicated tricks. It starts with something as simple as paying attention to what's in your evening cup. These small, mindful choices, like a warm sip of honey water or a soothing herbal tea, are gentle acts of self-care. They remind us that every restful night is a step toward lasting health, toward staying independent, strong, and joyful as we age. So tonight, give yourself that quiet gift. Choose kindness for your body. And if you found these tips helpful, please consider subscribing to Doctor for Seniors. Your health is your greatest wealth, and I'm here to walk this journey with you, one small but meaningful step at a time.